What is up, everyone? We are live, and apologies again for no Stack Your Points live this week. It has been a bit of a week. Life has been lifing all over the place for RJ and myself. Our other podcast is on pause for this week, so I had a little bit of time. I have to drive to JFK very early in the morning, so I'm not working tomorrow. So have a little bit of time, and there's a bunch of news. I didn't want to put it out as a tidbits video at like 10 o'clock at night, so we're going to do it live. We're going to go through a couple of the folks who have joined us already. We got that's not right. We got Clinton Woodward joined us in the chat a little while ago. We got Kirby G in the chat, making up for no stack your points. Yep. Love a stream right after work, doing what I can. Chad from Chad's 20 Minutes is here. Yo, how's it going, Chad? Might be me, but no audio. Please let me know if there's any audio. Audio is good. Okay, perfect. Israel Nieves, how's it going? We got Ryan joining us. Clinton, audio is good. Thank you very much. Leon Dre, sup, Matt? Not much, Leon. He can hear you fine. Perfect. Alrighty, Israel, hit that like button. Thank you so much, sir, and can hear you just fine. Excellent, excellent. So we've had some stuff drop today. We have more rumors on the Alaska Atmos. It seems to have a name, so we're going to jump into that card. We're going to talk about the Amex rumors that came out shortly after the Alaska Airlines Atmos Aspire. I think it's called the Atmos Aspire Rewards card. We're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about Capital One Venture X seems to be adding fourth night free in its portal, so we'll dig into that. Gondola is doing 5% cash back for the first year. There's some ways to unlock that according to upgraded points, so we'll talk about that. And Airbnb is launching a flexible pay option, so that could be useful. So we got some stories to cover. Didn't have the ability earlier today to put everything together as a nice little package, so we're going to go through it live. We're going to go through each of these, jump through, give folks a couple more minutes if they want to jump in. But how's everyone doing tonight? I know it's usually night of lives. I didn't get a chance to catch Uncle Luke's live earlier. I saw he was live. Been a couple videos out on the Amex stuff. So, yep, we got Rupert Pound joining us. And Rupert, is the T silent or is the T pronounced? I always get confused with that. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it like a Frenchman or if I'm pronouncing it like an Englishman. So I apologize on that. But yeah, we do got a lot of good stuff to talk about. Better tonight, not sitting in an airport this week. Yeah, the airport giveth and the airport taketh away sometimes. I am not sitting in the airport tomorrow morning, but I am driving to the airport tomorrow morning, which will be fun. Oh, and my partner did not check into their flight yet. All right, well, it's JetBlue and she's got TSA, so we should be fine. Oh, that's rough, Clinton. I am sorry. That is painful. Doing well. Got my City Strata card. Now, Israel, did you get the Strata? Just the no annual fee? Did you get the Elite? We do have a family of Stratas now to play with. So Strata itself, pretty good card. If you have Strata, you may not need Strata Premier, but Strata and Strata Elite works pretty good. The Strata card itself, if you're doing an all cashback setup, kind of negates the Strata Premier as well. So could definitely, it's an interesting little card. I'll say that much. Kirby G doing swell. Get to pick up a friend from the airport in a couple hours and show them around SoCal for the first time. Show her around SoCal for the first time. Excellent. Sounds good. Product change from custom cash to Strata. Okay. And it's the no annual fee Strata. So good pickup. I like that. I like that card in theory. 3x gas and 3x gas and EV charging, 3x groceries, 2x on dining in the 3x flexible category. The flexible category is what it is, but the fact that you just pick it quarterly and it's uncapped 3x, I can't hate on that. I hate on the Elite just because I don't think it's worth $600, but that's just me. Like, we still don't know much else about like the travel insurances, the delays and stuff like that. But if anyone has the guide and knows when those triggers kick in, let me know. Glenwood, we got 7,500 AA miles as an apology for my trouble. Hey, that's not too terrible. Could be worse. Even at a penny per point, that's $75. Rupert says, definitely not French. Pronounce the T. You got it. Apologies, Rupert. So there we go. All right, so let's jump into this Alaska Atmos. I haven't seen anything about this card mentioned today on the YouTubes, so we're going to jump into this one. This is the Alaska Airlines Atmos Rewards Summit Visa Infinite credit card launching in August. Checkout, bonus, and benefits. Okay. So this was updated today. This is coming from U.S. Credit Card Forum is the originating website. This is a Chinese credit card website. Usually the rumors that hit there are generally true. Not a whole lot of misses after that once it's there. So if they've got it, it's almost like Mark, I always blank on his last name, but Mark from Bloomberg Business when it comes to Apple. Possible welcome bonus, not clear if it's public bonus or for employees only. Receive 5,000 bonus points after opening your new account. Earn an additional 100,000 bonus points and a global 25,000 point, 25K companion award after spending $6,000 or more in purchases within the first 90 days of opening your account. This is coming from Frequent Miler. You'll earn unlimited 3 times points for every dollar spent on eligible Alaska Airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, dining, and foreign purchases, and unlimited 1 point for every dollar spent after that. An 10% earnings bonus on all points earned from the card purchase. If you have an eligible Bank of America account, I'm sure there's a Bank of America checking account. Could be, I'm going to assume it's just a checking account. Whatever accounts you may have that are eligible for Platinum Honors or Premium Honor, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to assume it's the checking account, if anything. Benefits, annual Global 25K Companion Award for a travel companion on the same itinerary when booked using your Atmos rewards points. Additionally, receive a Global 100K Companion Award every year you spend $60,000 or more on purchases in that anniversary year. You're going to receive eight Alaska Lounge passes and 8 Wi-Fi passes each year, 2 for each calendar quarter. So you're going to get 2 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter, et cetera, et cetera. Free check bag for you and up to 6 guests traveling on the same reservation when you purchase Alaska or Hawaiian Airlines airfare with the card. 10,000 status points every year on your account anniversary and earn 1 status point for every $2 spent on purchases. Pretty interesting because if you spend $60,000, you're going to get 30,000 status points. Don't know the exact status tiers for Atmos just yet. Don't know if they're changing from Alaska Airlines going to Atmos in the next couple of months. That will be something we'll have to check in on once Atmos launches and once the Atmos card launches. The rumor is this card will probably be launching later this month, so we'll see what happens there. $120 TSA Global entry credit, $50 voucher for Alaska flight cancellations or departure delays of 2+ hours. Not bad. Pay no change fee when you make a same-day change to your Alaska Airlines flight plans. Savings of up to $50 per change, and flexibility with no blackout days, redemption fees, whatever. So name of the card is the Atmos Rewards Summit Visa Infinite credit card. There's also an Atmos Rewards Visa Ascent credit card mentioned in the code, but it's not clear if that's a replacement for the current Alaska card or a different product. I don't know. We'll see. So we're going to stop sharing, come back to the comments. Interesting card. I for $395, 8 passes for $395 is definitely not a bad play at all. It is going to be a Visa Infinite card at $395, so it's more in line with the current Venture X. So that's not too bad. It's shaping up to be a pretty interesting card, especially with the status points earning, 1 point per $2 for status, and the 100K companion certificate. That's not bad at all. And I think if the 60,000 spend also gets you 1 World Sapphire, that's a nice little package with how you can redeem things. Enough to cover my flight home for my cruise in October. Okay, that's not bad for just having to sit around, for the inconvenience of sitting around for a few hours. Kind of weird they released the Strata Elite and no one really knows what protections it has. You would think it would be a big selling point. That is on, I don't know if that's on MasterCard or if that's on Citi. You know where I'd fall over on that one. Also weird that MasterCard isn't releasing World Legend details anywhere. Like, they're talking about the MasterCard collection, but we don't get the details on, we haven't gotten the details on what makes World Legend better than World Elite. World Elite MasterCards are pretty good. So, I don't know. Clinton Woodward, yes, I've been shopping for CSR alternatives, and insurance is a big part of that. Can't consider the city card without knowing what it has. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, we're live, so I'm going to drink water, and I'm going to hydrate and drink various things. Kirby G, 3X Overseas is very interesting. I would use it for AA, but I'd rather just get an AA card, but maybe a smash and grab to help with an Alaskan cruise. Definitely a way to go. I do think the 3X Overseas is not a bad play. Alaska points. So here's the thing, right? We don't know what the conversion for Atmos to AA is going to be when Atmos goes live. This is a little bit of the concern, like a concern I have when it comes to Alaska. We know what Alaska mileage plan looks like, right? I don't think Atmos is going to be significantly different, but there's no guarantee that it's going to be copy paste, right? They do have the ability with a brand new rewards program that isn't covered by the deal that they made with, what was it, the Department of Transportation or the Department of Justice, whoever they got clearance from to complete the Alaska merger, to complete the Hawaiian merger, that a new program wouldn't abide by the same rules, right? There's no guarantee for that. So if Atmos is 1-to-1 copy, this is pretty fantastic. If it's a slight nerf, it's a mild inconvenience, but no big deal. If it is a completely different structure, this could be a problem. But the earnings on the card, 3x on Alaska, 3x on Hawaiian, 3x on foreign, 3x dining, 1x everything else, like it could be worse. I don't think this is a terrible card necessarily. Like, yeah, the 8 passes kind of is silly, 2 passes per quarter, but when you frame it in the guise of $395 annual fee versus, $595, $650, $695, $795, etc. Like, you can roll with the quarterly category. You can go roll with the quarterly lounge pass. Atmos, wonder how they came up with that name. Atmosphere is probably what I'm going with. I think it has something to do with the Inuit language. I'm not 100% sure, but atmosphere, Atmos, sky makes the most sense. Would be interested if I wasn't determined to get a United card tomorrow. That is completely fair. I'm looking more and more at United cards here and there just because Blue Sky could be very interesting, but I don't want to jump whole hog into United cards just yet without knowing what the true value of everything is going to be. I complained about the reserve only getting 15 Sky Club passes, but I think I will only use like 11 maybe. So 8, and then being used in Alaska ones is probably fine for 95% of people. That's true. The big differentiator with those 15 passes is like those are day passes. So if you go through, like if you stop at multiple Sky Clubs along the way, it works out pretty well, especially if you have a long travel day. I don't know if the same will hold true with the Alaska card and Alaska lounges. So like, let's say I'm doing a flight to the South Pacific by way of, let's just go with SFO, right? I get to JFK relatively early. I'm in Terminal 8. I go to the Alaska Lounge at Terminal 8 and use a pass there. Does that pass continue to be honored when I get to SFO or LAX and go to the Alaska Lounge there and then continue on to my destination in the South Pacific? If it does, great. If it's both of those stops are separate passes, now I burned both my passes for the quarter and I travel for 3. So we'll see. But good point with bringing up the reserve card and the 15 passes at Sky Club. Those are day passes, so that takes the sting off of them. But 11, still pretty good. 8 should work through the year. I'm hoping that they're day passes, not per lounge pass. And it's a Visa Infinite card, should have relatively strong protections for Visa Infinite. Don't know if we're going to see primary CDW. Don't know if what we're going to see in terms of those things, but just another thing to stay on the lookout for. Interesting to see what'll happen. What's my beef with the custom cash? If Wells had the same style of card, I think it would be great. Okay. I don't like the $500 a month cap. Yes, people don't necessarily always spend more than $500 a month in a certain category. I just don't like the cap. I think the cap being, I don't like the $1,500 a quarter cap on the Freedom Flex. So I just don't like the cap. That is my biggest beef. I also don't like the strategy that arose of like collecting and farming custom caches so that you can avoid the cap. Lifting the cap to something a little bit more manageable would be better, but that's just my problem. Clint's been doing $500 a month on the custom cache on cruise payments for several months. And and that definitely can work. And that guarantees the 2,500 points. But like, if I don't hit the 500, I'm not maximizing the card. Sorry, very coffee this evening. So if I don't hit the 500, I'm not maximizing everything. And then after the 500, it just drops to 1. And I have to make sure I only use that card for one thing at a time. It's just an annoyance. That's all. And if Wells had a card like that, yes, people would get it. I would avoid it. I like the Wells ecosystem not having those caps, not having to worry about those things. If there was a capped card, I would really have to consider whether or not it was worth it to me to get. But I could see it definitely being something of interest to a certain crowd. Matt, oh, okay. Yeah, no, this I think it's a Logitech. I don't remember. No, it's the Elgato Wave Neo. The Elgato Wave Neo, it's not a bad sounding mic. It's not my favorite mic, but for the price that you pay for it, it's pretty good. Texas Dog joining us. How's it going, Texas Dog? Howdy. Kirby G. We get initiation rises for annual fees, but no inflation adjustment for the city custom cash. Rude. Yeah, I got nothing there. Inflation rises. I got nothing there. Talk to the banks. But that means talking to the city. Clinton, yes, it's an awkward card. Sorry, no idea why I'm coughing so much tonight. So that was the first bit. The Alaska card looks pretty interesting. Let's jump into the American Express. So we've got the Amex Platinum card. This also coming from Danny the Deal Guru. Amex Platinum card getting $600 FHR credit when fee jumps to $895 on September 18th. This is stemming from a report that leaked on Reddit. So the American Express Platinum and Business Platinum cards will undergo major changes later this year. We already know that the annual fee is jumping to $895 and changes will go live on September 18th. This coming from major updates coming for the Business Platinum and annual fee going up to $895. We'll come back to this article in a second. The date is also confirmed in these latest details, and that is when the 35% rebate for the Business Platinum card is getting new restrictions. Now we have more information on that the FHR credit is going to go up to $600 annually. It will be split. So like the edit credit on the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which is $500 over 6 months. It's now $300 in the first 6 months, $300 in the second 6 months. This is for fine hotels and resorts or the hotel collection from American Express. Now, the one thing that was interesting was that there was no language about this being 2 nights being required. So it sounds like a $300 night should count for the FHR credit. I don't know how official that is. And I don't want to say that, oh, it's official, because yes, the text came out. The text didn't necessarily state anything. I don't know what version of the text we're working off of. We're just working off of something that leaked on Reddit, right? Now, Reddit's been crazy accurate lately. They haven't gotten a ton wrong, but that is not to put my full faith and credit into Reddit, right? So the $600 hotel credit, he's just going over the language that was copy and pasted, and then this language went away shortly after the DDG article was posted. So going back to the other article, the update annual fee on these cards is likely going up to $8.95 based on QWWW links, which are used for testing new offers. Guessed it would be $8.95 or $9.85, so they can still claim to be the fanciest card out there after Chase upped the annual fee on the Sapphire Reserve. It's possible that the changes on Platinum cards will go live on September 18th, as that's when the 35% rebate is getting restricted on the Business Platinum card. We also saw terms for a $600 annual fee, annual FHR credit. So I don't know how much stock I want to put in this. Right? It's getting better. Reddit's getting better at these things, but I don't want to say that's on lock yet. So before we say, oh yeah, no, this is absolutely 100% coming, I think it's likely coming. I just don't want to come out here and be like, yo, this is the real deal. The language on the $600 is very official looking, so I'm not going to contest the 600. I think the 2 nights are probably going to end up being there. It's possible that like the QWWW was found with a set of terms that is not the final set of terms, because if these are going into effect like as of the 18th, right? They could announce them on the 18th for applications on the 18th. And if we go to our handy dandy calendar, which, sorry, I'm just going to pull up my phone. Let's see what day of the week is September 18th. I feel like it's a Thursday. It could be a Thursday. It is a Thursday. So it's certainly probable that changes will be announced on the 18th, but they're going to be announced on the 18th. And for current Platinum card holders, they're going to be going into effect on your next, probably on your next annual fee date. And if your annual fee is before, I want to say the 18th of November, then you'll be fine. Then you'll keep the $6.95. $8.95 should be right, but I think there's still room to make changes, right? American Express still got like a lot of runway from Chase, and this may be one of the last versions of things before the announcement is made. Rupert agreed the PayPal debit card is 5% back on up to $1,000 to spend per month. Yeah, I don't love the debit card nature of the PayPal debit card, but more to play with is better, right? I'd rather have $50 than 25. 50 is more than 25. James Ragland in the house. Hey, Matt. Hey, James. Hope you're doing well. Sleepy Rod says, I'm sure it's 2 nights now. I'm going to assume it'll be 2 nights, but the language there didn't mention 2 nights specifically. So either the language is wrong or it is actually just going to be 1 night at a time. Amex does have leverage over the hotels to push for 1 night if they, split from 200. If they go from 200 to 600, but they split it semi-annually, that makes a fair amount of sense, and they could get away with the 1 night. But I do think that the hotels are pushing for 2 nights. Kevin P, I have the Elite. I couldn't find any benefit going from a MasterCard World Elite to Legend. Interesting. QC Man 2000 joining us. How's it going, QC Man? Hopefully Amex won't let their current card holders wait 3 or 4 months for the new benefits like Chase did. No. That is not American Express's way. Like, you'll get the benefits instantly. It's just your next annual fee. It'll be a question of when your annual fee will trigger. But that's usually given like 3 or 4 months. So we'll see what happens. Who needs 5X when you can just get infinite subs? Who cares if it isn't sustainable? Obvious jokes. Hey, I mean, there's plenty of welcome offers you can work in a short amount of time. But then, when you're doing middle America credit unions to try and maximize a sub, you do kind of have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Some folks will say yes. Others will wonder. Texas Dog just paid his annual fee on the Platinum last month, so you'll be good for a year, depending on if this actually happens with the Platinum. So you'll have, 10 or 11 months? It's August now, so it's August 14th. These won't immediately go into effect. Like, you'll get the new benefits on the 18th, but, your annual fee won't change immediately on the 18th. Like, they do have to give time for that, and we are, I think, inside the limit of time that American Express would have to make those terms changes. So if you just paid your annual fee, you're good. So that is the major updates coming to the American Express cards, at least what we think we know about the Platinum. I think this is an iteration of the terms and condition updates. Again, it was found on the QWWW page. QWWW pages are testing pages for sure. They are sort of in software development speak, right? This is the closest analogy I can come up with. It's pretty far down the road, so you usually will have like an alpha build that is super buggy, that is super early. Then you have betas, whether they're private betas or public betas, those are a little bit more advanced. Then you have something called like golden, I think it was at one point called like Gold Master, but it's effectively like it's out of beta and it's about to be released, but everything is basically ready. There might be a bug or two that could be a problem. So if you find those bugs or two in that time frame, then you fix it. So I don't know if this is like that Golden Master release. Keith S joins us. This is just reinforcing to me that that they $100 to $250 annual fee cards are much better for me to hold as keeper cards than the higher annual fee cards are for churning. Definitely a possibility. $6.95, $7.95, $8.95. It is a good chunk of coin, so you do have to keep that in mind every year. Memphis Mike just upgraded his gold card to platinum 2 days ago. He's excited for the platinum refresh. I'm curious to see what it ends up looking like for sure. Jeremy Cahill can't wait for the $2.36 weekly use it or lose it Resi credit. Here's some new ideas on hard annual fees to use credits. Oof. Don't speak those things into existence, Jeremy. That's going to be painful. QCman 2000 has been a member for 4 months. Thank you so much, sir. You can become a Tidbit collector at any time. You can join on YouTube, $2.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. Usually most of my videos will be members first. So if I record on Monday night and have it ready for Tuesday, you can watch it early Tuesday morning. You can watch it late Monday night. All my interviews, the uncut interviews, go out to members. Eventually I might start doing a members only stream. We'll see what happens there. But if you want to support me here on YouTube, definitely check that out. You can also support me outside of YouTube using the pinned comments on all my videos. There's a Ko-fi link, buy me a coffee for tipping. Tipping there is usually better than the super thanks here, just because Google takes a bigger cut than Ko-fi or buy me a coffee. But whatever works for you. And then I've got a link tree with various referrals, which have to get updated from time to time. So we'll see what happens there. Kirby thinks that leaks are always strategic. It's certainly possible. Like, this could be the marketing team leaking the QWW. US credit card forms, when they have something, it's usually pretty spot on. So if it's hitting US credit card forms, you either have the final or you have like the right before final. What would actual businesses want FHR credits on the Amex Business Platinum? I understand the $200 credit broken up quarterly. So it's semi-annual. It could be for sole props. Consultants like to roll up in fancier hotels than, the Wyndham or the Wingate down the road or the Airport Sheraton. Jeremy says consulting. There are legit business travelers out there. Business, not businesses. That is fair. Amex marketing team are Jedi marketing masters. Yes, they are. They are far better than everyone else. Everyone wants Amex's marketing team. QC man, what's with Capital One having increased sign-up bonuses on everything but the Venture X? Very simple answer. People sign up for the Venture X. Nobody's signing up for the cards that they did increase welcome offers on. So that's why we have to turn around and spin them as really, really great offers. Now it's $200 back on $500 and spend on the Capital One Venture One. I think the Saver got the same welcome offer, and the Quicksilver has that offer. And you're going to I said with the $100 statement credit in the travel portal, and you're going to get like a $50 credit, additional $50 if you use someone's referral. So it comes out to about $400. Is it 400? Comes out close to $400 using a referral and signing up for the cards. Why do they have better welcome offers? They want people signing up for the Quicksilver. They want people signing up for the Venture One. They want people signing up for whatever other card they're throwing on the in that welcome offer. I think it's the Venture, right? So the more people sign up for those cards, the more they can subsidize the Venture X. Venture X doesn't need a welcome offer. It doesn't need an increased welcome offer. Usually when they go to these lengths, like they're not hitting their sign up numbers they're not hitting their quota for the quarter. So Capital One's pretty distinctive on that one. Kirby G agree with strategic leaks. I think they watch YouTubers too, which is better than the surveys. I know they will watch YouTubers from time to time. I think I don't know how much we play into it. Some of us might play into it a little bit more. Many businesses have travel budgets. Many of the FHR hotels are very expensive outside of Vegas or in resorty areas. Again, it could be consultants. It could be freelancers. It could be people just trying to show up and show off. Sometimes you got to be more than the business, Sleeper Rod 25K companion pass, kind of a letdown. Is that with the Alaska card? Because I think there's a 100K one if you spend 60K a year through the card for status. So, but I think that 25K companion is just for signing up for the card or part of the sign up bonus for the card. Depends on how you can utilize it. Kirby J, I feel like the Venture card always has an increased offer. Yeah, because the Venture. Why would you get the Venture card when you can get the Venture X for $300 more? Same TSA and global entry credit. Venture X has lounge access. The Venture X has the $300 coupon you can liquidate. It comes with a 10,000 point retention offer every year. It's again, like the question you have to ask yourself: why would you get the Venture card when the Venture X is only $300 more? They earn the same rate. Like there's no difference in earnings. There's no extra capability that the Venture card has over the Venture X. The Venture X comes with better travel protections, such as they are. Comes with Hertz President Circle status. If Hertz is a thing for you, like it's not a bad card. Like it's not bad. It is a great travel card for folks who want to. For folks who are looking to travel solo. It is the best solo travel card. I don't know why you'd pick the Venture over the Venture X though. Like I could see you getting a Venture over a Venture X after you've downgraded your Venture X. Oh, and it's a Visa, so you can use the Venture X at Costco. The Venture now is a MasterCard. You can't even use it at Costco if Costco is the thing for you. Leon, even with the increased welcome offers, the only good Capital One cards are the Saver, Venture X, Venture. All the others need a refresh with some elevated categories. 1.25 to 1.5% is pitiful. Exactly. Kevin Yuen joining us. What is going on with Capital One? They've got increased welcome offers on their lower tier cards at the moment. So you get the $200 on $500 in spend. You get a $100 travel credit bonus. Travel credit, in the travel portal, and there's like an extra $50 portion to things if you use a referral. I think you get an extra $50 if you sign up for the card, and whoever's referring you gets an extra $50. If that's all the cards offer, which they do. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and no foreign transaction fees across all their cards. Maybe Capital One should loosen their algorithm for approving people if they want to hit their quotas. Hey, I don't make the rules of Capital One. Just that would make more sense. Kirby G, I think credit card YouTubers play a very, very small role in a bank's thoughts unless someone is promoting terms and conditions breaking things. Certainly true. QC Man dropped a $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, sir. Mark Hott joining us, also a channel member. Thank you, sir. When do you think the Apple Card deal with Chase gets done? Apple has the iPhone announcement coming up soon. I think if there's any portion of things, if there's any time that they're going to announce it, I think bringing Jamie Dimon and the head of the Ultimate Rewards or the co-brand portion of the credit card business up on stage or in video, I think that would be when you're going to see that deal formally announced, if it's been formally announced. We're in the middle of August. That event is going to be probably the first or second week of September. So we only have about 2.5-3 weeks to find out. And if it is legit, it's probably going to be hitting 9to5Mac, Apple Insider, Cult of Mac, and Bloomberg, which if Mark from Bloomberg has it, like it'll be on lock. I think you're going to hear about that more in about 2 weeks. If the Apple Card Chase deal is done, like it is going to leak before the iPhone announcement. And Venture X is a Visa for the Costco lovers. Yep. I don't understand the Venture card other than less money out of pocket. Exactly. Banks are getting research from multiple sources: Google, Rakuten, Siri. Yes. Our swipes, everything. Especially if they're getting low L3 data, they know everything we purchase. The Capital One business cards are very good if you want their ecosystem or cash back. Yep. And they're for legitimate businesses. Like, they are not for business. They are definitely for business. Kevin, when did the Venture card switch from Visa to MasterCard? Was at some point last year, there was an announcement where the Venture was going to Visa and the Venture X for Business went from MasterCard. It was a MasterCard charge card because they renamed one of their other like Spark Miles cards as the Venture X for Business. So it was a MasterCard charge card that had Priority Pass restaurants. Then they moved it to a Visa Infinite business card, and then it lost the Priority Pass on the Venture X for Business. It lost the Priority Pass restaurants for the Venture X for Business. So it has been a MasterCard now for about a year, but because everyone forgot that, like nobody remembers that Venture as a MasterCard. Brad Zhao joins us, debating between the American Airlines 80K or this new Alaska. Based on DFW, both miles are valuable. You want to do whichever card is going to play out stronger for you. I think the 80K offer you're talking about, if you're talking about the Strata Elite, you're only going to get a couple of Admirals Club passes. If you're looking at the American Airlines Executive card, then you could be seeing, you could be getting the Admirals Club on top of things. The Alaska card, we want to see what the final terms look like, and if Atmos Rewards isn't like a complete nerfing of what we know of the Alaska program so far. Depending on when you need to make that decision, you know, you could do the safe bet with American Airlines on the American Airlines side of things, but Alaska miles are pretty valuable. And how much travel overseas are you doing? Because if you're doing a lot of travel overseas and you're spending a lot overseas, you do want to take that 3% foreign spending into account, because that could shift the needle significantly for you. QC man, for the folks who want the Capital One Duo, since Venture is a MasterCard now, should they get a Venture and then product change to a Saver? Much safer sub than the Saver if you travel. You know, that is not a terrible play. That's definitely not a terrible play in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, that might be the easiest way to do the Capital One Duo. You'd have to hold the Venture card for a year, but no big deal. It's $95. When do you think the Saver X comes out? They were doing surveys on that not too long ago, but I'm going to say probably sometime next year. They're still putting their house in order with the Discover acquisition. I don't think it's going to be immediate. So there's that. QC Man, getting a product change from Capital One is highly unpredictable and may never happen. Took them 18 months to product change from a Quicksilver to a Saver. There is that. They're definitely very fickle, but staying in that card to card ecosystem can definitely play into your favor. Although I think Quicksilvers are MasterCards now as well, so that might help. Pretty sure that at this point only the Venture X's are Visa for Capital One. You can downgrade to Visa for same cards, but I'm talking about if you apply for them directly. Correct. Kirby G, I got the Venture over the Venture X because I thought I could get a better welcome offer than upgrade. Unfortunately, it being a MasterCard, no dice. Yeah, you gotta keep that in mind now. Oh, the Platinum card has the 80K for the sub. If 80K American Airlines miles are more important than the potential 100K Atmos miles, especially since we don't know the full value of Atmos miles, if that program is changing, the devil you know is probably much better than the devil you don't. Capital One is very fickle. Yep. Is the Venture X Business Visa Infinite and can be used at Costco? Yes, now it is. Also, Venture X Business is still a charge card or a credit card. Still a charge card. They expect to be paid in full. And that's a card you got to do like $30,000 and spend inside of 6 months if you want the welcome offer, which it's a huge welcome offer, but you got to do a lot of spend. Ryan Rich, is American Express going to refresh either green card? I'm getting itchy. I think a refresh for the green card is coming. I don't know if it's going to be done like the same time. It would make sense to do it at the same time, or you could do another news cycle, depending on how Amex marketing wants to operate. You could do another news cycle where like the 18th of September is the platinum card, and then like the next 2 weeks later, which would be like what, October 2nd or something, would be the green, and then you can do the next couple cards. So I think it's coming. I don't know what a refresh. So the green business card definitely needs a refresh. If the business green was basically just like 3x on your top 2 spend categories from whatever list, the same as the gold business card, I think it would be a big hit. You could probably raise the annual fee on that up to about $250. Give it some relatively easy to use credits that American Express does, $240 to $300 in credits, and just go from there. But the personal green, like, it just needs some additional credits. I wouldn't change the spend categories on that at all. Like, those are solid spend categories across the board. But I could also see the annual fee raising above $200 because you get $209 for the clear credit now, for the clear plus credit, and then you could get some other amount on the rest of the credits. So we'll just have to see what American Express may or may not have cooking on that one. Sleepy Rod, would not be surprised if Saver X launches on the Discover Network. That would be a move. That would definitely be bold. I could see it. I just don't know. I just don't know if they will take that step. It makes a lot of sense, though. So we'll just have to see. Kirby G just did another pre-approval for the Venture X. Denied again. Oof. Next time I just go for it, honestly. Frugal Dad just got the Strat Elite yesterday with the 100K sub. Nice. Since the credits are annual, going to double dip and then likely downgrade. That makes a fair amount of sense. I can't fault it. I definitely can't. It's not a card that I think is worth $595, but if you can make the credits work, like, you'll get them now, you'll get them at the beginning of next year, you'll probably get a triple dip before it comes time to cancel, because we're in the second half of the year. So you get second half of this year, first half of next year, second half of next year. $600 in spend at either American Airlines or Ticketmaster or Best Buy. That alone covers your welcome offer. That alone covers your annual fee. Yeah. No, that can play. That can definitely play. QC Man says, congrats to Frugal Dad. Yep. Kevin, VentureX Business does report to business or personal bureaus. I think it's just business. I don't know which Capital One business cards report to personal, but I know that the VentureX Business doesn't. SaverX needs an Apple One credit, not an Apple Music or TV credit like a certain other card, although that's useful for many as well. I wouldn't get my hopes up on an Apple One credit. In Canada, Costco only takes MasterCard. I'm not sure that City Costco card work at Costco in Canada. Probably not, but your Capital One Saver might, because no foreign transaction fees. So there's that. Yeah, I'm sure that the Costco specific card in Canada is probably issued. Well, I could look it up, but it's one of like Scotiabank or TD or BMO Harris. Okay, so Capital One credit cards report to personal, charge cards report to business only. Okay, so that would be the Spark Miles and the Venture X. The Capital One business cards with no annual fee report to personal bureaus too. Okay, got it. Thanks. I know some of their business cards report to personal. I just know that the Venture X is one that doesn't. So speaking of Capital One, we do have another Capital One. We do have another Capital One story to talk about. Not about the new welcome offers on not so very good cards, but Capital One, Venture X, and Venture card holders get fourth night free at Premier and Lifestyle Collection hotels. So Capital One revealed earlier this week an improvement. Select card holders who book stays through Capital One Travel. An improvement for select card holders? That's weird. Eligible Venture X and Venture card holders can get a fourth night free at select Premier and Lifestyle Collection hotels when booking a stay of at least 4 nights. Terms and conditions: stay at this property for at least 4 consecutive nights and receive the 4th night complimentary. This offer is only valid for reservations of at least 4 nights made within the indicated offer dates. Blackout dates may apply. This offer cannot be retroactively applied to bookings previously made if the eligible, and so terms and conditions. Yep. Your Capital One account must be open and in good standing to be eligible for this offer. Travel offers are valid for customer non-commercial use only. Travel offers are non-transferable, have no cash value, may not be redeemed for cash. Okay, cool. Eligible cardholders also continue to enjoy a suite of benefits on premium stays, with Venture X cardholders earning 10 times miles and Venture cardholders getting 5 times miles at hotel bookings through Capital One Travel. And Premier Collection hotels work like FHR and Chase the Edit. So if you have a Venture X, check your Venture X or your Venture card. You might have this 4th night free offer to you. Interesting. Like, there are ways to burn money. This is not a terrible bad way to burn money, but I don't know. We'll see. But I did want to highlight that you can get a 4th night free in their Premier and what is that? The Premier and Lifestyle Collection. So the Premier Collection is like their FHR collection. The Lifestyle Collection is like their hotel collection. We got Frugal Dad mentioning data point. I was 224,012, and they hit Experian while he's in Jersey. Good to know. I know they'll probably pull Experian for me in New York, but I'm not planning to apply for the Venture for the Strata Elite. But 224 was good to go. 012 was good to go. So 2 cards last year, no cards in the last 12 months. Nice. Venture X Business may work for me only for the charge card part. Well, you gotta keep that in mind. But remember that the Venture X Business, to hit the welcome offer on that is some serious spend. So I don't know. I think there's other Visa business cards that don't report to personal that would make more sense. Oh, QC Man, I think I read the Costco cards for the US and Canada can be used cross-country despite the MasterCard Visa exclusivity in the 2 countries. Never heard anyone confirm that for sure. Interesting. Don't know anything about that. Kevin P, as far as I can tell, travel benefits of the Premier is identical to the Premier. So I'm assuming Premier is identical to the Strata Elite. Recently downgraded my Premier to a custom cache, so I can't compare anymore. However, the extended warranty seems to be worse. Okay. Interesting. Not sure what happened, why they're making those changes. Like why World Legend wouldn't have better extended warranty than World Elite. Is World Legend a worse card category overall than World Elite? Like did MasterCard dupe us and CityCard went along for the ride? They wouldn't do that, would they? Sleepy Rod, Wells has been radio silent for this whole year. Yeah, they have. I don't know what's happening. Like, there's no new transfer partners. There's no news about the credit cards. Like, there's been no change in welcome offers. There's been no increased welcome offer. Wells has been operating on the Hippocratic first do no harm. So I can't fault them for that, for sure. I'm curious what they're up to. Like, being silent this long, something has to be cooking. Like, they can't just be happy with what they're getting for signups for the autograph journey and the attune and the autograph. Don't get me wrong, all three are really good cards, but we know there's more. We're waiting for more, and they're just sitting back and watching everyone seemingly make mistake after mistake. I don't think there's an issue with kind of just waiting out the storm. Also, it's not the best economic environment, and Wells is a little bit more conservative than the others due to reasons. So we'll see. Frugal Dad, very conservative approach compared to many in this space. Well, yeah, I can't fault it. I've been pretty conservative the last year or so. Time to be the data point you want to see. Go to Canada. There we go. Premier extended 2 years on top of manufacturer warranty, but Elite only gives you an extra 2 years as long as manufacturer warranty is 24 months or less. That's strange. That's not good. This is Spark Cash plus Visa or MasterCard and is a charge card or credit card. Not sure offhand. I know the top end Spark card, I think, is also a charge card. I don't remember all of the details offhand. There's one Spark card that gives you 2% cash back on all things. That is the one you want to go after if you're looking for one of the Spark cards. Can't remember the network. Can't remember if it's charge or credit. Patrick F. Is Atmos Rewards Summit Visa Infinite actually the name of the new Alaska card? Yeah, they took a page from the American Airlines marketing team. No, I have no idea. That is what is rumored, and that was what leaked from one of the websites. Bank of America earlier this year just had a Alaska Airlines Visa Infinite credit card. So looks like Rewards Summit Visa Infinite is the top end card, and maybe the Alaska Mileage Plan card becomes the Ascent card or whatever. But yeah, looks like that's going to be the name for the top end card. Texas Dog, that was a good idea to have a roll of toilet paper towels. Yeah, the roll of paper towels. Yeah, I accidentally spilled some Dr. Pepper Zero, so there we go. But yeah, no, clutch to have those on hand. QC Man, Canada, I'd have to go get the Costco card first, though. USBAR user at Costco. Nope, there you go. Canada Costco card issued by CIBC. Ah, okay. That's fair. Reddit says that the Canada Costco will accept the the US City Costco Visa. Interesting. Kevin, I think the World Legend MasterCard's still new to work out. Yeah, it's still new to work out, and World Elite was the first card. I'm sorry, Strata Elite was the first card to launch with it. But the fact that they didn't give us any details, like what you're getting with World Legend versus World Elite, I don't like that. Ryan Rich, you're an East Coast guy, right? Yes, I am. How do you get value from Alaska Companion certs? Transcontinental's got to definitely be a good place to start. You could also, for now, because things are going to be changing in October when Atmos officially launches, you could use your Alaska miles to book AA out to Seattle, and then fly from Seattle as the Alaska hub to kind of milk that companion certificate as best you can. I don't have the card, so I don't have like the best tips and tricks on that one, but I know that you can go from JFK pretty far to with those certs, depending on like where you're going. They don't fly to Europe from JFK, so your best bet is going to be transcontinental. But you could also hold on to the cert, fly transcontinental with your Alaska points on AA for like 4,500. I don't think it's 4,500 points. I think it's like 7,000 points. But you'll get a good rate flying transcontinental on American Airlines through your Alaska points, and then from Seattle or LAX or SFO to further points west, you could milk some pretty good value on the companion certificate. And their companion pass is, it's just $99 plus taxes. So that's always super, super compelling. Frugal Finance QC, I'm going to be more active this next year, looking at getting a card a quarter as my travel plans have expanded with kids going to college and army. Oh, there you go. And thank them for their service. Awesome. Good luck and congratulations on your kid doing. Yeah, congratulations, sir. Hopefully not too much active. What are the requirements for the UBS Visa Infinite Millionaire? I don't know what your relationship has to be with UBS. I don't know how relationship heavy UBS is. Like, there's UBS Arena around me, and there are UBS branches in the city. I am not the sort of person who banks at UBS, who UBS expects me to bank at. I know that card used to be publicly available. I don't know how secretly publicly available it is. Can also use it to SFO as well as the Alaska Companion Cert. Yeah. Transcontinental use, not terrible. Maybe not the best, but you could definitely milk it out of the West Coast 2 points further west. Their chart, I think, is still based on mileage flown, so definitely want to check that, because the best bang for your buck is going to be the further you fly. All right, so looking at our next story, because we're an hour in, I've only covered, 3 things? Ooh. IHG reward points, you can purchase those with 100% bonus. So I like to mention these from time to time. I do have to make a purchase. You can purchase up to 300,000 points before the 100% bonus. So if you were to maximize the promotion, you can purchase a total of 600,000 points for $3,000. Counts may be targeted for higher or lower purchase limits. Purchase points and any bonus points awarded under this offer do not count towards earning IHG rewards elite status. Yup. Deal does not stack with the 20% discount on top of purchases offered with the IHG One Rewards Premier and IHG One Premier Business Card, as those discounts only apply to the base price for IHG points, not any bonuses or discounts. So if you use your points card, you're going to get the 20%. No, it doesn't look. So if it says it's not going to stack, it's not going to stack. Since IHG points sell through points.com, this won't count as a hotel expense on your card. So if you decide to buy IHG points, you should use your best cards for everyday spending. You can also go through Rakuten for 1.25x membership reward points or cash back. You can go through Top Cashback to guarantee 2.52% cash back on top of your on top of the points that you're already purchasing and the cash back from that. You could use Rove Miles, which I think is 1.9 times points for IHG points and like 1.3 times Rove Miles for direct bookings with IHG. And then whatever you get, like booking through Rove. So especially worthwhile. And you have to purchase a minimum of 5,000 points. So if you spend 5,000, if you buy 5,000 points, you get the 100% bonus. Everything above 5,000 up to 300,000 is the 100% bonus. Well, 100,000 points. Bleh. It's late. And if you purchase less than 5,000 points, you get nothing. Good day, sir. So just wanted to highlight that real quick. It's really, really good value when those come up. QC man, as an Islanders fan, I thought you'd be a bigger UBS fan, Matt. The Swiss, they are expensive in all manners of life. The nearest USB location is Santana Row. I don't know where that is. I think you're in California, Kevin. So yeah, I don't know where that is. Like in relation to me, that's very far. My nearest UBS bank branch is probably on Manhattan. But yeah, no. The United Bank of Switzerland is not necessarily a bank I'm going to be doing a ton of business with. Although, if you tell enough friends to like my channel and I hit like 100,000 subscribers, I could start doing more business with UBS. I'd have to be hitting like Daniel Braun numbers, but you know, not out of the realm of possibility. Santana Row is in San Jose. Got it. Okay, so Silicon Valley. I'm nowhere near Silicon Valley. Ryan Rich, do you have a favorite IHG redemption? I want to stay open-minded, but I'm always disappointed. Kind of depends on where you're going. I know that the Kimptons are usually really highly rated. Hotel Indigos look really interesting to me. They're a bit more upscale than the typical Holiday Inn Express. Usually when it comes to IHG, I'm at the lower end of things, but with the cards, you can always get that fourth night free. So if you can build up enough points or purchase enough points to make a Kimpton stay work for you, or Crown Plazas are not bad either. They're also an IHG property. There's another one that I'm forgetting. I think the Kimpton is the one with the secret password. So you say a secret password, they spin a wheel, they give you a prize. There's that resort on Grand Cayman that I think is IHG points. I'm blanking. Seafire? Fireside? Uncle Luke just booked it. I think those are IHG points. That's a pretty good use if you go to Grand Cayman, or you're looking to go to Grand Cayman. Me, I stay on the lower end with IHG. I tend to pull my points for like Hyatt and Hilton's. But like I tend to do like really, really small travel. Like not really small travel, but I'm not doing like the highest end. I try to book as high as I can, but I'm not usually someone who does those big ones. But we do have some suggestions jumping in. So we'll go through those in just a second. Texas Dog, I'm canceling my IHG business at renewal. I have platinum on my UA and CSR cards, and don't stay at IHG more than 3 nights at a time. That is fair, and since you're going to keep platinum anyway, that makes a certain amount of sense. Fourth night free is compelling, but if you're not doing that fourth night, doesn't make sense to hold the card. So I get it. UBS Visa Infinite and HSBC World Elite MasterCard are not talked about. They're hard cards to get. A lot of people don't want to do business with HSBC. If you think Wells Fargo has a bad reputation, if you are someone who hates on Wells, there is no reason for you to do business with HSBC. Hong Kong Savings Bank Company has done some really bad stuff. But what bank hasn't done bad stuff? That's always the question you got to ask yourself. UBS has taken on all of the controversies from Credit Suisse when they bought out Credit Suisse earlier this year, late last year. So check out the things that Credit Suisse has done. But they're also hard to attain cards, and they also require you to do some serious banking at UBS and HSBC. If you are not someone who does serious banking at UBS or HSBC, you're not going to get the cards. They're not invite-only cards, but they're not invite-only cards, basically. Like they are hard cards to get, and because they're hard cards to get, nobody's going to talk about them the same way that we'll talk about the American Express Platinum cards. Sorry about that. The Chase Sapphire Reserve, even the JP Morgan Reserve, which you have to have X amount with JP Morgan, that card is on par with the UBS Visa Infinite and the HSBC World Elite. But Yeah, we don't talk about them because not a lot of people get them in the space. Like, there are very few creators who would qualify for either of those cards. Like, Sebi is probably one who would qualify for one of those cards. Ben Hedges is one who would qualify for one of those cards. I want to say Daniel Braun's up there, but yeah. Keith mentioned Sixth Sense as a brand for IHG. Forgot about Sixth Sense. He also mentioned IHG Intercontinentals. Intercontinentals are awesome. And if you buy Intercontinental Ambassador status, you can get like that free weekend night in Intercontinental. That can be hugely valuable. Yeah, Sixth Sense, if you're into resorts, Sixth Sense is a really good way to go. UBS is above my pay grade. It's above my pay grade as well. Again, the Swiss are expensive. They have their raclette cheese. They have the chocolate. They have their hatred of cars. I don't know. I only get the hatred of cars thing from Top Gear. But raclette is really good cheese and a really good dish. I can go for some raclette. Oh, and a roasty. Oh, I'd love a roasty right now. I'm mispronouncing it. Roasty. It's basically hash browns with cheese in it. It's awesome. What's my favorite transfer partner? I like transfer partners that I can get extra value from, not just the transfer partner. Hyatt's really good for direct value for yourself. Marriott's not awesome because you have to do that extra step with airlines, but they do have a ton of airline partners, so that's cool. Flying Blue is good for Delta redemptions. It's gotten a little bit worse over time, but they're not bad. Choice is also can also be really good. And I hate to admit it, but I prefer from City being 1 to 4 is a really nice transfer rate. I'm hoping that Wells Fargo can pick up I prefer when they start doing when they start doing transfer partners again. I prefer would be a solid pickup, especially if they get it at the same 1 to 4, because you can get Hyatt level redemptions at I prefer hotels, and at 1 to 4, that's pretty fantastic. How do you learn the secret password? Check out any of the blogs. I sometimes have the secret passwords. Learn the secret passwords. They're quarterly. So learn the quarterly Kimpton secret password and go in during that quarter. Say whatever the password is. They have been a little looser with it. So, like in terms of how often they're doing it, I think the last one was last quarter. But just keep an eye out for Kimpton secret password. You can find it pretty easily. You'll be an IHG bigwig in a few months with the CSR benefits finally when the CSR benefits finally kick in. Yeah, getting platinum status will be nice, but that will suck in paying the annual fee. There was also mentioned. Sorry. Kristen Collap Davis, sorry about that, Kristen. I did not mean to skip over your comment, and thank you for joining. We like the Kimpton Theta in Manhattan. Fantastic. I would like to know more about the Kimpton Theta. That'd be sweet. YouTube experiment. Wells wants to privatize the UPS. Horrible. Full disclosure. I work at the privatize the USPS. Works at the USPS as a clerk. Nothing I say is a representation of the USPS. Just my opinion from some guy on the internet. Yeah, Wells is not always going to be on the right side of things. A lot. Like, I'll call a spade a spade. Wells is not the best character actor bank out there. Like, they're not a great bank. I'm not here to like defend them in the choices that they make. USPS should be more community banking. This is my opinion, not speaking on behalf of YouTube Experiment. I have friends who work at USPS, not as clerks, but like in other areas of USPS. Privatization of USPS is not a good idea at all. So, no, not good. And if Wells is pushing for it, that's not cool. But I'm not surprised that Wells would do something like that or support something like that. Yeah, that's mildly disappointing. Diorico, Pura Vida Trader. Theo says at Ryan Rich, my favorite this year has been Holiday Inn Express Corsica. Okay, the Indigo Barcelona, fantastic. The Crown Plaza in Rome, Voco Podgorica. I am so not pronouncing that one. Stayed twice. Loved the staff on the property. Awesome. Alaska has good coverage out of the New York City airports now that they purchased Hawaiian. Not much loyalty competition in New York City. I'm not sure what requirements are for companion passes. Okay, there's that. And Sebi wears a nice Rolex Daytona on his personal channel. Yeah, if he's got a Daytona, like and given his past, like in Silicon Valley and the tech sector, I don't know if he was in Silicon Valley directly, but like he was involved in the tech sector. Like he's able to bank at UBS if he wanted to bank at UBS. I prefer is really nice. Got 3.2 cents per point when I transferred 150K city points for a 2-room stay in Canada back in May. 150K, so you got 600,000 I prefer points. That's at 3.2 cents per point. That's a pretty nice stay. I have to imagine that was a nice 2-room location as well. Was that Toronto directly? Was that Montreal? Ottawa? We'll double check. While I have y'all, because we got 62 people watching, thank you so much for sticking around after an hour and 11 minutes on this impromptu live. Yes, it was Toronto. Oh, thanks, Kevin. Oh, that was Kevin who said that. Thank you so much, sir. Sorry, I confused you with Keith for a second. So we've got this from upgraded points. Earn 5% cash back and hotel points with this Gondola status challenge. You know the deal. Gondola, generally booking hotels through a third-party online travel agency like Expedia or Priceline, means you won't earn hotel points or be able to use your elite status benefits. You can sort of use them, but you have to like present your card at the time of check-in, depending on which third-party booking you're using. There's a handful of exceptions, like the American Express Fine Hotels and Resorts, Chase the Edit, classictravel.com, Hyatt Privé for Hyatts, and so on and so on. But you get the point. These are typically limited to high-end hotels, yes. But that's changed with Gondola, also known as Gondola.ai or Gondola AI. This free, multifaceted points and miles tool has a handful of tricks up its sleeve, like giving you a dashboard to view your current points balances and how much they're worth. However, one of Gondola's more interesting features lies in its hotel booking platform. With every reservation you book through Gondola, you can earn cash back toward a future stay. Plus, you're still entitled to your elite status benefits and will earn hotel points, so it's a win-win in most cases. Standard cashback rate is 3% on most stays, but we'll show you how to get a higher 5% back for a year. Let's look at that. So, Gondola has several interesting features for travelers: point management, dashboard, trip booking tools, etc., etc. So sign up for Gondola. Unlike booking through an online travel agency like Orbitz, booking through Gondola is treated like a direct booking. You'll earn hotel points and get all the elite status benefits you're entitled to, like upgrades and complimentary breakfast. Plus, you'll earn 3% cash back on your stay. However, if you sign up through upgraded points link, you can enroll for a free status challenge that gives you 5% cash back for your Gondola bookings for 1 year after you sign up. Enroll in the challenge by clicking the 30-day status challenge button at the upper right corner of the screen. So they're going to give you a screenshot here, and there's the 30-day status challenge. I'm getting nothing for this, but if you want Gondola status, there you go. Then you'll be eligible to earn 5% cash back for 30 days. To extend the promotional rate, just book 3 hotel stays within 30 days of signing up for Travel Anytime, and you'll unlock a 5% earning rate for a full year. Cashback earned on Gondola doesn't expire. It's stored in your account and can be used for future hotel stays. This earning rate applies to all hotels booked through the service, regardless of brand affiliation, and also applies to independent hotels. So if you like nice little boutique hotels and want to use your Gondola earnings to those, great, while still keeping your status at Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott, IHG, I prefer, wherever. Omni, if you so choose, right? Book through Gondola, you'll get the 5% cash back, for the first 30 days. If you book 3 hotels within 30 days, depending on when you travel, you'll unlock the 5% earning rate for a full year. Not a bad deal overall. Booking a hotel through Gondola is remarkably easy. Go to the website, sign in with your account. You'll be directed to the search tab, then blah, 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 blah. Okay. And you just book like it's a third-party booking. So you can get 5% for a year, which could add up pretty well. Rico more with more options for IHG. So he spent 8 nights at Iberostar Herceg-Novi, MNE in MNE. I should know MNE. In 2023, if you like all inclusives, best if you rent a car from Dubrovnik. Okay, I'm here for Dubrovnik. Spent 3 months in Montenegro and loved in 2023. So I'm guessing MNE is Montenegro. Okay, that makes sense. Iberostar Herceg-Novi. There you go. What changes are you expecting to do annual fee built card? If they're smart, they're going to do the 1x rent, 1x mortgages, and then 1.5 flat, and just leave it at that. Make that the everyday card, basically. I could see them doing elevated earnings at neighborhood stuff, but they're going to go hard on neighborhood. Like they're going to, I think they're Built's best move. And I don't know what they did with their terms and conditions. Scrub the internet of previous versions. I got to check into that. They won't say what has been changed. Well, again, the platform, good. The product, the card, good. The company, dumpster fire of a dumpster fire. Like it is a dumpster fire within a dumpster fire, packaged in your favorite smoldering bag of dog poop. I can't say nice things about the company. Like I don't know what they're doing. And they have this hoity-toity, holier than thou. Yeah. The company annoys me. Product, good. Platform, still pretty good. Neighborhood, not bad. The company's wearing on me. Like it's really hard to defend the company. Anyway, Kevin's going to Vietnam this upcoming summer to relax and fun. As well, I'm going to renew my Vietnamese passport to travel to Vietnam without a visa. Born in Vietnam. Awesome. I would love to visit Vietnam. I would want to stay. Like, I have a hard time. Like, I want to respect that like Saigon is now Ho Chi Minh City. I'd still rather call it Saigon. When I travel there, I have no idea where I'd want to go. Like, yes, I want to go to Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City. Going up to the north to Hanoi would be interesting. Vietnam's a pretty interesting place. They have a new weird sense of capitalism. Be interesting to experience it. Also, from Top Gear, if I could go to that floating bar, if that floating bar is still a floating bar in Hai Long Bay, that would be amazing to visit. But I'm sure it's cash only there. YouTube experiment I consider Built when they go to cardless. I got to see what the final like Built 2.0 looks like. The company is still rather annoying. It's Built's new 4-point font. Yeah, I don't love what they're doing. I don't know why they're like, they consistently choose being wrong and violence all the time. I don't get it. QC Man, do you see yourself holding multiple high annual fee premium cards besides possibly getting a sub, or is one such card your limit for now? I think if I was going to go sub hunting, like really go sub hunting, I could just do multiple and then burn them for the welcome offers, like after the first year. I would prefer one and done, like one and keep, maybe two. I could see myself going to, like, depending on what the United and JetBlue partnership looks like, right? If I could use the United Club Infinite card to get into the paltry number of JetBlue lounges while having a United Club membership, I would do that. I would get that card. If, I don't necessarily see myself going to American Express or see myself going to American Airlines, or Delta. But if I were to go to American Airlines or Delta, I would probably do the I would probably do the advantage card, the executive card, like the executive and the city strata premier and the city double cash. Unless I was really hard up for loyalty points, in which case I would do like most of my shopping through the American Airlines shopping portal, American Airlines dining, and then hotels would be booked through the hotel portal. And I don't know what I'd do after that. Delta, the Delta Reserve is just too good of a card to pass up if you fly Delta. Like it is like you do have to pay $1,300 for two of them to unlock silver status, but like the Delta Platinum is also a really, really good card for Delta loyalists. So yeah, but do I see myself holding multiple? Not at the moment, not unless I have a reason to. And right now I don't really have much of a reason to. I still have to evaluate if 795 come April is going to be worth it to me. Like I've mathed out like I've seemingly mathed out the math where like I could get at least $800 of value, but I'm not doing the $500 of the edit credit. I'm not doing like I'll match the edit credit with my $300 travel credit. Like I'll probably max. That's the only way I'm going to max. It's the only way I'm going to get half the edit credit. I'm not going to go out of my way to spend 2 nights to get $250 on like a $600 or $700 booking. Like I'll be lucky if I can do a $600 or $700 booking. I'm looking more at $1,000 to $1,200, depending on where I'm trying to go. And I don't want to base my booking around, I could save $250. Like that's silly. So, yeah, multiple, probably not. But if I'm going like all churn all day, yes. In Vietnam, it's mostly cash based, but in some stores accept cards. Okay, no, that makes a fair amount of sense. What would Citi need to do to become your favorite issuer? Not suck at customer service, not put its good customer service behind paywalls of $495 or $595. Collapse in 2008 when they deserved. Like they're fine. The double cash is fine. The Strata Premier is fine. Like I just have to give up my Wells and Chase cards. Like I can make Citi work for me. The multipliers can work pretty well. But the only thing Citi offers me that Wells and Chase don't right now is grocery. Big whoop. Because you could do your grocery shopping through DoorDash and still get 3%. And I'm willing to pay a premium not to walk into a store. The exception of like picking meat and produce. But if I walk into a store and all I have to do is pick meat and produce, cool. Or I'll just order from Butcher Box or Misfits Market or Thrive Market or something like that. Going to Vietnam next year. You won't believe this, but got 1.7 cent per point in Delta economy. Hey, that's not too bad. Honestly, 1.7 cent per point. Are you starting on the West Coast? Are you starting in the Central, like out of DFW? 1.7 is not too bad. Texas Dog, I wonder if it's possible to use Chase UR points plus the $250 credit. Yes, you can. Little collapse in Tiarico. Laugh out loud. Collapse in 2008 as they deserved, and also now listen to the CEO. So right on. Fraser, there are CEOs who walk into bad situations and make the best of them as best they can. And like also know when to get out. Like I'm not saying Jane needs to get out. I'm not saying there's a reason for Jane to get out. Jane walked into a really difficult situation. Jane Fraser, the CEO of Citi, she walked into a really difficult situation with Citi, and like Citi was pretty sputterless for a number of years, and they're still cutting jobs. Like they just did another round of job cuts this month. I get the feeling they don't have an idea of what they're doing. but like she walked into a really difficult situation. I'm not saying it's Melissa Meyer taking over, what is it, Yahoo Comical, but like it's not terribly far off. Like the fact that they're GSIB is the only thing keeping them relevant most of the time. You could use your UR points with points boost to do an edit stay, make $250 of cash stay to use the edit credit. Yep, sure can. Starting out of Boston on Korean Air. On Korean Air, even like that's pretty good. 1.7 cents, yeah, economy, but like if you have a base of 1.7 cents and you could like upgrade up to premium economy if you so choose. Oh, it's Korean Air. Korean Air is still like, I feel like they're slowly implementing or like haven't fully implemented premium economy. But if you're flying on the 747, like the Korean Air 747, like they've kept those planes pretty well maintained. So like that could be fun. Kevin P says City's my main points earner, but their customer service does suck. Hoping they get better. I hear you can get a person directly on the Elite specific line, but you could get a person directly with the City Prestige specific line. But if you have the City Strata Premier, City Custom Cash, the Double Cash, the AT&T cards, the thank you card that replaced the thank you points earning Sears card, the whatever other card that is issued by City, not City Retail, but like City themselves, City's customer service is not great. But you need a special number to get good customer service from City, and you got to pay $4.95 or $5.95 for it, and that's annoying. Also have the worst experience adding their cards to mobile pay, especially Google Pay. Yeah, that's also annoying. Like the fact that you could put your card into Apple Pay, use your Apple Pay once, and get flagged for fraud is beyond stupid, especially in 2025. Keith, Matt, all the banks deserve to collapse in 2008, 2009. Not going to disagree with you there. The only bank that was like sort of afloat at that time was Chase. And well, American Express wasn't a bank, but like anything that's marked as a GSIB now, like global systematically important bank, basically the banks that are too big to fail, all of those banks should have collapsed. Those ungrateful people got bailed out. Yep, they sure did. To ridiculous sums of money. They should get eaten with the billionaires. Fair. Taxpayers deserve much more from the banks. Yes, they did. They sure did. If SFO, in SFO, there is direct flight to Vietnam, but sometimes can be expensive. Yeah. Points can subsidize it though. QC man, I still think Sandy Weil is City CEO. Sandy's the one that led them to the cliff, and like that they selected Sandy, that they kept Sandy for so long, like they my issue, like yeah. If you don't have anything nice to say, they're the main reasons for the financial collapse in 2008 to 2010. Yes, and the mortgage companies and the creation of the mortgage-backed securities and the junk bonding that was put together with it, like Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers, Countrywide, as Texas Dog mentions. There are a whole bunch of other mortgage issuers like Zero Doc Loans. Yep, those will do it. But yeah, we got Background Balloon joining us. How's it going, Background? Kirby G, I got like 1.48 cents per point round trip main cabin on Delta from Cleveland, JFK, Rome, JFK, Cleveland. With the 15% takeoff, you can find some decent deals. Nothing insane, but like 52,000 sky miles, 62,000 sky miles, I believe. That's not terrible. Main cabin. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you'd done the same booking in premium economy instead of 1.48, you probably would have gotten like 1.14 or something. It would have been like a bit of a trim, but not Nothing too terrible. Good job, Kirby. QC Man, I'm happy for the Rewards Master and others like him, but I'm really surprised City didn't kill the Prestige with the Strata Elite launch. One of the biggest mistakes that City did. Honestly, like, City, it'll be interesting. So the next 6 months are going to be interesting for City and Chase in terms of like what their quarterlies are going to look like after in reviewing their cards, like their card signups and things like that. The Strata Elite, if it doesn't hit the quotas that City's expected, it's going to be because they didn't kill the Prestige and they gave the City Strata Premier 1-to-1 with American Airlines. Like, they could have tiered it. They absolutely could have tiered it. Like, if you have the City Prestige, American Airlines, you can get access to American Airlines, but it's 2-to-1. If they had done, you've got the City Strata Premier, perfect. You can get access to American Airlines, but it's going to be 3-to-1. You want 1-to-1? You can get 1-to-1. Sign up for the Strata Elite. Like, something would have been interesting. Like, they needed a catch for Strata Elite, because with Strata Premier getting 1-to-1 and City Prestige getting 1-to-1, if you hold Prestige and you hold Premier, there is no reason to sign up for City Strata Elite aside from the welcome offer, right? After the welcome offer, you downgrade the card. Cool, that works great for you. But City doesn't want you grabbing the welcome offer and then downgrading, right? City didn't give you a reason to hold the card long term. So yes, I'm happy Rewards Master has like made out really well with the changes that City implemented, and like I don't think they had him specifically in mind, but like he's making out like a bandit right now, and awesome for it. And like I felt bad when I was reading the rumors, thinking that they were going to nerf things for him or like force him over to Strata Elite, because Strata Elite's not a good card. I don't think it's a good card in any way, shape, or form, but it's a really bad, like, I like that they took the customer first approach of like, our customers are going to benefit from American Airlines for however long they're going to benefit from American Airlines. Good on them for that. Really bad business decision to not push people to Strata Elite. It's, I don't get it. Texas Dog mentioning countrywide mortgages, zero doc loans. Yep, we covered that. Never been in business class or first class before. They're a treat, I hear. I usually get like just under business class just for the extended legroom, but they can definitely be a treat. My next flights to Europe, they're going to be business class. If I ever make the booking to Vietnam, I plan on flying business class. I don't know if I'm going to do it on Vietnam Airlines or how I'm going to do it just yet, but I plan on doing that one business class. International business class is the way to go. Tia Rico replying to Kevin, every time I rent a car in the foreign country, City flags me for fraud, and it takes me 40 minutes to actually clear it up. Like, it shouldn't be, that shouldn't be a thing. Got upgraded on some of those legs, but that was from status. Okay. There you go. J Rome, hello everyone, except those of you who can't get approved for the autograph journey. Not talking to you. Haha. I haven't applied for the autograph journey. I'm sorry you didn't get approved for it. It's a good card. Like the 60,000 welcome bonus on what, 4,000 spend. That's a standard $95 annual fee welcome offer. The airline credit's super easy to get. Like I don't hate it in any way, shape, or form. It just doesn't fit me because its travel category is more limited than the autograph card, and autograph has the 1-to-1 transfer partners as well, and like 1-to-2 with choice. I'm waiting for Autograph Beyond. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm hoping that Autograph Beyond is a killer card. But Wells is suspiciously silent. So, yeah. All right, Rich, no kidding. They're stingy. I'm not sure what that's in relation to, whether it's City or Wells or, oh no, I'm pretty sure he means Wells. Yeah, Wells is more conservative than the others. Yeah. But every Wells card I've applied for, I've gotten. But I also applied for like what became my active cash back in 2012, what became my autograph in 2016. So I have not been applying frequently with them. From you, Did you get the Hilton Honors that expired yesterday? It was 100K points and a $100 statement credit, no annual fee. Do you think it's worth a 524 slot? Definitely worth a 524 slot. Hilton Silver is nothing particularly great. It's water and Wi-Fi status, as Joe Barretto likes to say. But you do get the elevated earnings at Hyatt properties, so that's good. I like my Hilton Honors card. I applied for it back in 2023. I did not apply for a second one. If this was on a no lifetime language, I missed the boat on it, but 100,000 point welcome offer, pretty solid. You can definitely use those at low to mid tier hotels. The FNC, when the FNC comes around on that card, it's especially valuable because, you know, it's only 70,000 points, but you do get that full night, free night credit. So that can be applied for standard nights at really nice hotels, but 100K points, I think it's only on like 2,000 spent, 2,000, 3,000 spent over 6 months, $100 statement credit and no annual fee. Definitely worth a 524 slot. Shouldn't think about 524 slots, but if 524 is something that you're worried about and like you're at 3, it's worth the 4th slot. If you're at 4, I'd grab an ink card first, but if 524 is something you're worrying about, it's not something I'm worrying about. I'm at 2. I can, the world is my oyster for at least 2 cards. I don't care about it, but I understand those who do. All right, Rich, it also kills me that Wells won't let people product change in most cases. Yeah, they've gotta change that attitude. It's kind of killing them. Like I don't like that. Because you should be able to change an autograph journey down to an autograph. Like if you like the card but you want the expanded 3X categories and you don't want to pay the annual fee, product change, you should be able to product change down. The fact you can only product change between active cash and autograph is stupid, especially because the Attune's been out for a year as well. Like people may have regretted getting the Attune a year ago. I don't, but give people choice. Like that is one thing I do not like about Wells. Like they don't give you as much freedom as Chase and Citi and American Express will. Hell, Capital One gives you more choice than Wells. That's annoying. Background balloon. Even if Citi tiered transferring to AA, 1-to-1 is not enough to convince me to keep a Citi Strata Elite. And that's totally fair. But like they needed something to drive signups, and they didn't. Like if you hold the Prestige, okay, yes, an in-branch offer for 100,000 points to add the Strata Elite makes sense. But after that 1 year, you're just going to drop it down to like a Strata card or a double cash or your 87,000th custom cash. Like there is a point where there wasn't much of there was a point where the rate of return was not worth it. And I think tiering it would have been, for at least the first year, tiering it would have made more sense. J-Rome, the 1.5X is a joke. Citi Unlimited, the Chase Unlimited line, Quicksilver or Strata Elite. I think it's 1.5 though, like it allows you to have the Strata Elite as a premium travel credit card and also the only card you need because you're at least getting something more than you would with other cards. Now, would it make sense to add the Strata Elite with a double cash? No, because it's only 0.5 difference and you're already spending $595. If you have the double cash, does it make sense adding the Strata Elite besides the welcome offer? Probably not, because you're starting from a point of 0 annual fee with the double cash. But the 1.5, I don't hate on the 1.5 for being Chase Unlimited and Quicksilver level. Like in terms of being the one card for everything, it makes a certain amount of sense, but I just don't love the Elite. Also, Keith dropped a super chat before. Sorry I've taken so long to get to this one. Why do I feel like the Citi CSP doesn't get the respect that it deserves from the credit card community? A lot of folks will say affiliate links. I'm not going to be one of those. I think that until July 27th, Citi didn't have transfer partners that made it worthwhile to really go after the Strata Premier. Like, you had to be all in on I Prefer. You had to know that I Prefer was Hyatt level redemptions. And like, as much as Key was highlighting, hey, this is Citi's Hyatt, not a lot of people were listening. Leading hotels of the world, it's a 5-to-1 conversion rate with Citi. So you think, oh, 5-to-1, that doesn't work at all. But then when you when you do the math with how much you can save on leading hotels of the world, it ends up being like 4 or 5 cents per point. So, you are doing pretty well. Doesn't get the respect that it deserves. I don't like. City is known for taking things away inadvertently. Like, they took away travel protections on a lot of their cards. Yes, they brought it back to the City Strata Premier, but it took a while for that to come back. So I don't know. I feel like City gets graded on a curve, and they're getting graded on a higher curve right now because of American Airlines. But up until July, like, they didn't have they had a lot of partners, but they had a lot of partners that overlapped with other issuers where, like, you could do better, but not really, with those other issuers. So City's going to get a lot of hype. City's going to get a lot of attention because of AA. But I don't think it's underrated, or I think it'll get talked about more, but I think it's just a rated card. I don't think it's overrated. I don't think it's underrated. I think it's just rated. Okay, so still talking about Wells there. Forever waiting for a direct flight from LAX to BKK, but that route hasn't been around for a while. That's Bangkok. Yeah, I think you'll always have to transfer on that route. But if more airlines start picking up the Airbus A350-1000, that bird can make that flight. It's also got a question of profit. City Strata Premier might be one of the most well-rounded cards out there. It's well-rounded, sure. City never had Chase's travel protections when Chase had really strong travel protections. Those are getting nerfed a little bit. Like, those are getting nerfed around the edges. It wasn't the prestige card. It wasn't the chairman card. It's better in terms of point earning than the Sapphire Preferred. Sapphire Preferred always leans on Hyatt and always leans on its travel protections, which those got nerfed a little bit with rentals. So, in a direct 1-to-1 against the Chase Sapphire Preferred, yeah, more people should opt for the City Strata Premier. But it's gotten better over time. Yes. American Airlines is a huge plus for it. Yes. It's good with 3x on gas, grocery, and dining. Yes. City also released a card this year that makes it superfluous. The Strata card makes it basically the same card for no annual fee. You just don't get 3x dining. Oh, you can add 3x dining with the Strata Elite. That's a good 2-card setup. Background balloon. I bit the bullet on the Hilton Honors 100K plus statement credit. I just can't get good value from the FNC because there aren't really any properties near me that are consistently over 30K points. Interesting. Here's the thing that always bothers me with Hilton FNCs. They can be super valuable, but you have to plan your trip around the FNC, and you're only if you want to stay at that property more than the FNC night, you will have to build up a good chunk of points to do it. So yeah, I can get that reticence, but the 100K plus the $100 statement credit, not at all a bad welcome offer. Some would say some might argue it's more valuable than the FNC. I just like the FNC idea because I can book a night at the Conrad, or if I can get standard room availability, the original Waldorf Astoria in New York City. The next time I can get an FNC, I will use that FNC at that property if there's standard room availability. Kevin, also the active cash and older cash-wise card go to the same account. Yep, so does your tune, and so does if you have the old Visa signature, that was the old Golden Ponies card, which is a 1% everywhere card, but you could redeem for 1.5 in the portal. All of those go to the same cashback account. So you get 2 accounts with Wells. If you have the autograph, your autograph goes into your Go Rewards account. Same with the autograph journey. So if you hold the autograph and the autograph journey, those go into the same account. And then the active cash, the Cashwise, the Attune, anything that's cash back goes into your cashback account. And you can move your cashback to points or your points to cashback very seamlessly. And if you have the Signify on the business side, your Signify rewards can also go over to the autograph, or you can pull them into the active cash rewards as well. Sorry, tangent. Background balloon. I also don't travel enough to get good value out of the FNC without having to go out of my way to do so. Yeah, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And as long as you know that it doesn't work for you, that makes sense. Keith, the Prestige is probably going away according to what the frequent miler said, reading between the lines of a question that Citi answered for them. Sure. And like, again, nice of Citi to give their Prestige card holders an off-ramp over time. Again, very pro-consumer. I can't fault them for that. But the wait is going to, like, depending on how long that wait is going to bleed them dry for a bit. And like Citi is already spending an ungodly amount of money. They spent whatever they spent to get AA as a transfer partner. And those points are not cheap. Even buying them in bulk with a discount is not cheap. They're going to be purchasing the back book of Barclays cards and bringing all of those accounts over to Citi. That is not going to be cheap, especially with the fact that Barclays just decided to turn on like a spigot and just let anyone and everyone. Mostly, I've been told data points of people getting denied for the Aviator Red, but like they made the money pit go burr on that one. So Citi will eventually discontinue the Prestige for good, and it was a good business practice to keep the Prestige card holders happy when they released a really bad card, but they're just delaying the inevitable, and I don't know how much sense that made. You at Background Balloon, but were you at for cards open in the last 24? Oh, but where were you at for cards open in the last 24? Tio Rico, yep. I'll never travel abroad with just Citi cards without backup. Just never know when they'll flag your cards, which is another reason not to make Citi your one and only. Background, Hilton isn't as easy for me to use either. Marriott works best for me. Got it. Okay. Thanks, Texas. QC Man, if you're an AA loyalist, AA top card plus CSP makes more sense than Citi Strata Elite, in my opinion. Yes, and I made a video on this. I would argue if you're in it for AA, you are AA all the way, American Airlines all the way down, American Airlines Executive, World Elite MasterCard, Citi Strata Premier, Citi Double Cash. Only 3 cards you need. At you, I got the Hilton Honors 2 days ago. I think I was 724, now 824 after Hilton Honors. First card isn't going to drop until December. Is what it is, but you know, I went over 524 to get the Hilton Honors. But I was also going to drop under 524 relatively shortly thereafter. Kirby G, I'd love to get all the Citi cards, but a whole new ecosystem, it would be a lot of work, plus hard pulls. Yep. And then some more back and forth on which chase cards they have. Just get a Premier, maybe Elite, then product change to custom caches. There you go. To Texas Dog, do you have a plan on getting the Ritz card? And Texas Dog has had the Ritz card. Ryan H joined a couple minutes ago. Sorry, I'm behind on comments. Still catching up. Did you see the news about the premium Alaska card? Have just joined. Sorry if you talked about it. No worries. Did talk about it. $3.95 annual fee, 3 times points on Alaska, Hawaiian, foreign transaction, foreign purchases, dining, potentially a $100K welcome offer and a $25K companion certificate. Big thing is going to be the 100,000 Atmos points. Atmos, 4,000 spend. So that is not going to be, that's going to be a pretty compelling offer. 8 passes in the Alaska lounges, 2 per quarter. That will be what it will be. Also get 8 Wi-Fi passes on your flights. So if you're flying once a quarter, that's going to make sense for you. If you're a solo traveler, if you're traveling for 3, a little bit harder, but you know, we'll see. I don't think it's a bad card necessarily. I think at $3.95, the 8 passes makes just enough sense. Like there's not going to be a ton of breakage. The global companion certificate is very compelling. If you spend $60,000 on the card, you're going to get a 100,000 point global companion certificate. They're moving to status based on spend. So the more spend, the higher the status. If you spend like 60,000 on the card, you're going to get up to One World Sapphire, which is pretty dang nice. So overall, I don't think it's a bad card. I don't think it's going to be a bad card. I think it's going to be a great card for Alaska folks. I think it's going to be an interesting card if you're looking to onboard with Alaska. I do not think it is going to be like the bee's knees overall. But if you travel internationally, it's going to be a really good card for those foreign purchases. So they'll be good, they'll be bad. Once we have the final word on it, I think we're going to get final word on it next week because they are giving all of the information about Atmos on the 20th. So we'll know for sure what Atmos is on August 20th. And then we'll just go from there. More background. Texas Dog, that's the Ritz-Carlton card. QC Man 2000, Matt Clausen, CSP motto. Strata Premier, not terrible. It's definitely gotten better over time. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to, be like some ridiculous city hater. But like it wasn't super compelling. The only thing that's made it compelling of interest in the last 12 months is adding AA. But again, not terrible. I'll go with that. Background Balloon, stop caring about Chase after getting the Flex, Sapphire Preferred, and the Ink Premier. Not a bad setup. At least you're guaranteeing that 3x travel. J-Rome, the 1.5 portal for Wells is only for flights, but that's why I wanted the journey so bad. Yeah, that's fair. Texas Dog FNC is minimum requirement for a hotel card for me. That is fair because that's where a lot of the value for the card is going to come, especially one with an annual fee. Kevin Egan, except for Capital One, the Strata Elite card has rewards for everything else with no foreign transaction fee, then transfer to partners. For everything else. I mean, there's except for Capital One, yeah, because the Venture X is 2x everywhere. Yeah. Well, now the Alaska card, but that's going to be 3x Alaska, not transferable currencies. So, yeah, no, that there's a certain case to be made there. And I'm not counting Marriott transfer as a transfer partner thing because you have to do 3-to-1 for the most part, except for Emirates, which is 3-to-2. But yeah, you don't want to collect Bonvoy points just to transfer them to airlines. You can. I don't want to yuck your yum on that one, but like it's not the best utilization of your points. Keith, how many consumer cards gets you 3x gas EV charging for Flying Blue, JetBlue, Qantas, Singapore, and Virgin? It's a good grocery card too. Yes, it is. And not many other grocery customer cards can get you 3x gas EV charging for Flying Blue and 3x grocery. The Autograph gets you 3x gas EV for Flying Blue and Virgin. The Saver gets you 3x grocery for Flying Blue, JetBlue, Qantas, and Virgin. Capital One isn't a Singapore transfer partner. It's weird that Capital One doesn't have a gas card, doesn't have a gas category. Like everyone bags on Chase for not having gas and grocery, but like Capital One doesn't have gas. That's weird. So, I don't know. But again, I'm not here to say that the City Strata Premier is a terrible card. No, it's fine, and like should get more recognition. But a lot of the case isn't like people don't talk about Flying Blue, like they use it as a means to get Delta. People don't talk about JetBlue because they don't live in the Northeast. People don't talk about Qantas because Qantas got really expensive with surcharges for some reason. Australia. Singapore, also really good value, but Chase, and nobody talks about it with Chase. Virgin, really good value, also a fairly promiscuous option. But again, I'm not ragging on the Strata Premier. Like it's fine. It's definitely fine. Should it get talked about more? Yes. Is it going to get talked about more? Yes. Is it a card that you pair with the double cash and you keep those and keep $500 in your pocket and not pick up the Strata Elite? Yes. Yes to all those things. Kevin Ian, does Capital One have a problem when someone uses it for foreign purchases? Nope. No foreign transaction fees on any Capital One cards. So all your Capital One cards, you're going to get the base earnings, or you're going to get the earnings across the board. So Venture X, 2X, Venture, 2X, Venture 1, 1.25, Quicksilver, 1.5, Saver, all the Saver categories. No foreign transaction fees. That is the Capital One superpower. Morris QC Man, IHG and Hilton more important to me. Okay. And Texas Dog, how long before Dolby sends the cease and desist to Alaska over Atmos? If it was just Atmos, so like the rewards part of it is going to be the differentiator. So we'll see. Although, like, I'm sure it was brought up by the trademark office. Okay, side quest. When I was looking at the Autograph Journey trademark application, like, it was held in pending for a long time because the trademark office went to Wells Fargo and mentioned that the autograph collection from Marriott Bonvoy was a point of confusion potentially for customers, and they wanted Wells Fargo to further explain how you're not going to confuse your customers of a credit card with a hotel collection that is known as the autograph collection, because autograph collection was previously trademarked by Marriott. Wells Fargo basically just like sent them back a long-winded letter that kind of went with credit card versus hotel. We don't think people are that stupid. Make with that what you will. QC Man, if the rumors turn out to be true, thoughts on Marriott dropping the FNC or FNA on the business card for the twice a year property credit? The 35K points up to 50. I don't know the math offhand. 35K. So if you were consistently able to get like 40K nights and only having to add 5,000 points, then the $80 twice a year is going to be a pain because it's not nearly as good as that 40K redemption. If you were consistently adding the 15K to get 50,000, right? Like if you're, it's sort of devolved to a point where a lot of folks were just using that 35K night and adding points for like the positioning hotel for the night before to go to the airport. And I don't know how much Marriott necessarily wanted that to be the case. Like, it became the case. But I don't think I don't know how big of a difference it's going to be. Because if you go to a Marriott twice a year and you get that full 160, like you're paying off the annual fee, like you're paying off the annual fee in terms of the value that it gives you. I also think the 10% rebate's not bad on point redemptions. But I think it's it depends on how you were using that 35K night. So if you were getting tremendous value out of it, it's going to hurt. If you weren't getting great value out of it, then I think you experiment with the 160. And, you know, grass is always going to be greener on the other side. If the 160 is not doing it for you, you're going to pine for the 35K night. I get it. I don't have the best answer. When United, JetBlue, Blue Sky goes into effect, I think City Points valuation will increase. Yes, but so will Chase and Built. So will Chase and Built points. But I don't know if City will increase exponentially. They'll increase for sure. I just don't know by how much. Because Chase also has JetBlue 1-to-1. And they have United 1-to-1. And Built has United 1-to-1. I feel like JetBlue will probably add another partner relatively soon. That isn't Capital One or American Express, because those transfer rates are ridiculous. To be fair, at least Capital One only really has 3 main cards, and one of those, the Quicksilver, is pretty underwhelming as a catch-all, so no one talks about it unless it's your first card and you couldn't get approved for the Saver. Yep. Quicksilver was my first card with Capital One. I then got approved for the Quicksilver for the Saver, so that's cool. I'll eventually get rid of my Quicksilver, but like they keep offering me 0% balance transfer options from time to time, and those are fun to take them up on. Mr. New FY Poo. New Fi Poo? Sorry. Just started my transition to City. Got the City Strata Elite with the 100K bonus. Nice. If I get the majority of my groceries through Walmart Plus, can I get a City Custom Cash and buy Walmart gift cards at CVS for 5X? Yeah. Yeah, you can. Like, you're not getting, like, you're paying for Walmart Plus, though. And you don't get Walmart Plus as a perk of the City Strata Elite. You're not really generating additional points besides buying, as long as drugstores and pharmacies are a 5X category, then you got to buy them 500 at a time. Do think you're overthinking it a little bit, but if you do buy the majority of your groceries through Walmart Plus, yeah. Is there a better way to do this? The only other way I could think of would be if, like, Home Depot or Lowe's sells Walmart gift cards, and you could load those on $500 at a time. Double check Lowe's, double check Home Depot, because Home Improvement can also be a 5X category on the card. Yeah. If that's the route you want to go, I can't fault you for it. But yeah. Sorry, I don't have more insightful things, but congrats on the City Strata Elite on the 100K bonus. Groceries through Walmart Plus. Yeah, you can buy the Walmart gift cards as long as they're at CVS. You could do that, or go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot. It's not my favorite play, but if that's what you want to do and that's what's going to make you happy, go for it. Background Balloon. Meanwhile, Chase has 3 popular cards, all of which basically have the same multipliers. Yes. The only real standout to me is the Freedom Flex, because 3X on dining and pharmacy, which you get on the Freedom Unlimited anyway, and the 5% rotating category for no annual fee. My only problem with the rotating category is that it's maybe useful twice out of the year. It's definitely useful when groceries is the 5X category, and it's pretty useful when gas is the 5X category. But then, like, you need Target, or you need Amazon, or you need PayPal to make one of those other 2 quarters super useful. So, like, it forces you to change your behavior every 3 months. I don't love cards that force you to change your behavior. I got it for the welcome offer. It's going to give me a ridiculous credit limit. I'm probably going to turn that into a Sapphire Preferred in the next year or so. But yeah, we'll see. Kevin, does Capital One give red flags on foreign purchases and Apple Pay like City? I haven't noticed any. But yeah. Is JetBlue going to hang on? Was excited to see the new routes announced today. The new routes announced today are all pretty interesting, from like Boston down to the Caribbean and Latin America, and from JFK, a couple more flights out of JFK, and a lot more flights out of Florida, especially to like Islip and some other cities for JetBlue. I like that they're back to focusing on the routes that they know are going to work, that they know should work. I think they're going to hang on. I think that Blue Sky is going to be a nice little boon for them. I would also like to see them move credit card issuer. Like, Barclays is doing them dirty. I don't know how I feel about their lounge game. Lounges get really expensive really quickly. And they're launching in Boston and New York, both of which are really expensive markets. They have to nail the lounge game, and their lounge card has to be a lot better. Or they have to allow lounge access. Like, it's only Mosaic 4s and Premier card holders that are going to get lounge access for the moment. I would say if you have the United Club card, getting in will be another way to kind of like get foot traffic in and get like a means to make that worthwhile, because the Premier card is not like, I don't know what Premier card signups look like, but the Premier card is not it. So I think they're going to hang on. I think it's going to be really perilous for at least the next 2 or 3 years. But if Blue Sky is the silver bullet, they'll come out of it pretty quickly. Oh, sorry. Background balloon. Capital One, from my experience, doesn't care as much. Went to Hong Kong, dropped $400 US on dinner. Wow, for my extended family. Okay. Capital One didn't bat an eye. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad, to be honest. And he did this 4 months after getting the card, so he's fairly new to the credit card game. Okay. PayPal debit, AAA Daily Advantage, and US Bank Shopper Cash Card can be used for Walmart. Yep, they sure can. Cashback, all are good cashback options. Use the cash, buy the points you want to do. So there you go. QC Man, it's easy to use PayPal as a category on the Chase for Flex. Yes. Just that horse from Ren and Stimpy with the no sir. I don't like it, but yeah, no, it's easy to use as a category. But if PayPal consistently becomes a Q4 category, yes, then it becomes fairly useful 3 out of 4 quarters, and I think Amazon is usually the second quarter of the year. So like, yeah, you can piece it together, but that's just let me have the Cash Plus option. Like, make that card a carbon copy of the Cash Plus. Up the limit to $2,500 a quarter. Let me pick my categories and like turn it off every quarter. I'll be happier. But fair. JetBlue Premier card holders. Laugh out loud. How many do you think there are? I don't know. 15, 20? Hopefully less. No one should hold that card. That card is a sin. If they're hawking that card on my partner's flight tomorrow morning, I'm going to tell her to slap the flight attendant. And I'm only lightly joking. Like, just because I don't want her arrested for a federal offense. Background balloon valid. I personally don't mind rotating category though. But I put the CFF on mobile wallet, and enough places I go except mobile wallet to where the category is good. Don't really change much. Okay, that's fair. And then Mr. Newfie Poo, PayPal debit and AAA only work at Walmart neighborhood markets, from what I've heard. So if you use the AAA card at I think not the self-checkout register, the regular register, you should be fine at like a super center. But I don't know. I don't hold either card. Most I'm getting right now at Walmart is 2%. I should start finagling my way into better options with it, but I try not to shop at Walmart. I don't want to shop at Walmart. And yes, I could get 5% at Amazon, but I get 4% transfer currency with my Wells Fargo Attune. So like, I roll from there. Does anyone get YouTube shorts from that homeless tip guys? The PayPal debit card got a shout out from him, and he never talks about credit card, debit card stuff. I haven't come across it. PayPal debit cards pretty rated. Again, something goes wrong, like you're on the hook for it. You're more on the hook for it. There's not a ton of purchase protections on it. I have no problem if you're going to use it for dining. I have no problem if you're going to use it for groceries. The hairy stuff can come with some of the other categories just in case something goes wrong, or you're shipped a broken product, or somebody gets a hold of your PIN and your debit card number. Like, those things can be bad. So yeah, I don't know. Texas Dog enjoyed the live chat. Thank you, sir. Dropped a $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you greatly. He's calling it a night. Absolutely understand. Thank you, sir. Have a good one. Background Balloon, also unrelated, but when will we get a Matt Clausen politics channel? I feel like you would do well in that space regardless of what your political leanings are. I've toyed with this for a while. My leanings are where they are, and they're not super hard to figure out. I'm royally pissed at my party. I don't know. I've toyed with it. I think me shouting, being a shouty nonsense man, just pulling up like Political Wire, and I could probably do tidbits, but for politics from like Political Wire, I don't want to go to Town Hall, and I don't want to go to Red State, and I don't want to go to whatever, like, read your enemy. But maybe, like, if there's definitely an appetite for it, I might start trial ballooning in the members only. I don't know if I might try trial balloon in the members only. We'll see. You're not the first to mention interest. It's just one of those things I finally have to pull the trigger on. But then I'll have 4 channels. That's weird. But if there's interest and I can grow that channel, and that channel could grow, we'll see. QC man, giving the sign off to Texas Dog. Good job there. Thank you, sir. Oh, Son Yun joining us with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Son. Have a great night, Matt. Thank you, sir. And appreciate that. And there we go. So perfect. All right. It is getting late on the East Coast. I have to be up in a few hours to drive down to JFK because that's my favorite thing in the world. Have a good night, Kevin. Enjoy. So there are 46 people still here with me now. Thank you so much for all your attention. If you guys want to see me start a politics channel, leave a comment on this live after it goes live, or, one of my posts. I'll probably put up, how about this? I'll put up a post and with a little poll, and like, it'll basically just say, like, would you be interested in me doing a non-credit card channel and a non-podcast credit card channel, and we'll see what the poll looks like from there and kind of go from there. Keith says, drop the link to subscribe to Stack Your Points. Yes. Check out stackyourpoints.com. Hold on. www.stackyourpoints. stackyourpoints.com. Okay. Not the full link. So https stackyourpoints.com. That'll take you to the Stack Your Points podcast that I host with RJ from Stack Your Points, Lonnie from the Call Me Lonnie YouTube channel, Tariq from Rick's Rewards, but he's on special deep assignment, and Craig, also KitKat37, in our Discord. You can also join our Discord from stackyourpoints.com. You can check out Lonnie's channel. You can check out my channel. All of our information is there. You can pull down our webcast, because we do we do it in podcast form as well in the podcatcher of your choice. So definitely drop us a follow over there as well. Hit the like and subscribe on the YouTube channel as well. It's just Stack Your Points. We are pushing towards 600 subscribers. We're looking to get to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the year, and we'll get fully monetized that way. But thank you, Keith, for that. When is the JetBlue Lounge opening, QC Man? So the JFK Lounge between Terminal 5 and Terminal 6 is scheduled to open in late 2025. I think I've seen where that lounge is supposed to be. There's a little hallway between the end of Terminal 5 going toward Terminal 6. So I think it's in there. It's not the greatest, but whatever. And then there's going to be one in Boston that is supposed to open in 2026. I think between Q1, the end of Q1 and beginning of Q2. So like spring, early summer. Keith says, don't make a Mets podcast. No, I'm not going to do that. I used to do a Islanders podcast. I'm not going to do a Mets podcast. Kevin Yen says, good night. Bye. Have a good night, Kevin. And QC Man gifted a channel membership. I don't know who got it, but I appreciate you, QC Man, dropping the membership. That is the same as a $2.99 super chat. So greatly appreciate that. If you got rewarded that membership, definitely thank QC Man, and I appreciate you joining the channel. If you like what I do on the membership side, thank you so much. But that's going to do it for this one. Very long outro. Sorry about that. I'll put up that post probably tomorrow. We'll see. And then I got to start looking for time if that becomes a real thing. But I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your evenings, and bye for now. Talk to you soon.